with those different renovations, I mean, what budget range would your client like most be looking like for just maybe just like a simple renovation?
So it just depends on the size of the home, the size of the space, and the finishes they want inside. It'll vary depending on, what they want.
What is some of the best advice that you've received, or even to just reach a difficult goal, or even achieve overall success?
I would have to say never take anything personal. That's like a really strong one because I struggled with rejection and hearing constructive criticism and just not stuff going my way. And I always took stuff personal and towards the person instead of just thinking, what's the lesson?
With being such a diverse person in the realty space, what's the best part that you really enjoy, and how does it really help your client?
Now I really enjoy the whole one-stop shop situation where I could go in a client's house and be a general contractor and walk out representing them as a realtor.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Pro Talk with ProTec. I'm your host, Ashley Walcott, and today our special guest is William Kemp-Harris with Keller Williams Realty and All in Remodeling. Welcome. How are you?
I'm good. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. So I usually like to start off with the icebreaker. So if you were to live anywhere in the world, where would you live and why?
If I could live anywhere in the world, I would have to go with Greece. I visited Santorini recently. I went when it was non-busy period in February,
Okay.
and everything was just perfect. The island was small, it was quiet, everyone was friendly, and it wasn't busy at all. It was like we were the only ones there. It was crazy. I mean, they said it gets busy during the summer, and I'm interested as, to see that side of it as well. But for the non-busy period, like I just fell in love with that. And I told my girlfriend that if I did move back here, I would become like a tour guide or something for like Americans when they come over. And,
Yeah.
because it was like a perfect retirement spot, like just
For sure.
chill. The weather was perfect. It was a little cold, then it got warm. So it was just perfect.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that sounds amazing. Like my birthday is in January, so I can definitely appreciate the off season for sure.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. I love that. Okay, well, let's start off on a positive note. Tell me something that's good that's happened to you recently.
Something good that's happened. Just I'm starting to get more structure in just lifestyle and business in general. Going to church more often and finding time and balance between family and work has just been rolling perfectly for me as far as just being booked and busy and also being a father, balancing that time with my daughter and everything has just been kind of working out in its favor right now.
Yeah,
I would say.
definitely. I mean, it always happens that way, following his lead for sure. Definitely get that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Okay, well, share to our audience, like, how did you really get here? Share your story a little bit.
Yeah, so I bought my first property in 2017, and in 2 years from 2017 to 2019, I refinanced and I got an appraisal, and I purchased it for 165, and the appraisal was for I think like 285. So once I seen the increase in value, I was just like, what have I been doing all this time? So that just rung a bell to like get into real estate more and just really take it serious. So I didn't get my realtor license until I think like 2 years ago, but I've been fixing and flipping houses in the meantime. Going inside, get my team to renovate it, build equity up, and just immediately resell it. Just learning the values of properties and knowing how it goes up and how the market works. I just fell in love with it.
Yeah, I can definitely see why. I mean, you see that ultimate first flip and you're like, whoa, okay, I could have been doing this the entire time.
Yeah. It was like, why was I in college? Like, what was I doing not being prepared for really? Like, I didn't look at it at all. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And I wish I could, like, backtrack and start sooner, but, everything's working out.
For sure. Everything happens for a reason. So that definitely makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. Yeah, I've definitely seen, a couple of your really good projects. It's no secret that you really kind of keep your intel in. I definitely see you on social media telling your like 1 or 2 cents about your experience. But just in the experience of home renovations, what are some of just simple yet elevating things you might have done to like any bedrooms or maybe any renovations to any bathrooms?
Yeah, that's a good question. So we recently did like a complete closet transformation. The client wanted to change her master closet into a primary bedroom. not a primary bedroom, her closet into a bathroom.
Oh.
And she wanted the whole tub, stand-up shower, everything. So we completely closed that room down, opened up the walls, did new plumbing. It was a complete transformation. And then when we opened the room back up, and she walked into the room, it was just like night and day from walking into a closet to now walking into a bathroom in her bedroom. So
Wow.
that was really nice. And we also did a garage conversion. We turned someone's garage into a bedroom and closed the garage door up, put an entry door, like a suite
Yeah.
kind of situation. So that was a really dope conversion as well, as far as projects.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think I've actually heard of the garage one. That sounds actually really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people now are like trying to get rid of the garage space that they don't really use and
Yeah.
make it a bedroom or a living space. So
Yeah.
that's been real popular lately.
For sure, I can definitely attest to that. Who doesn't have like a garage they're doing nothing with? It's just
Yeah.
empty space. Yeah, you
My
know?
garage is storage, so
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Just like empty storage. It could be used for something way more better.
yep.
Okay, well, that's interesting. So, like, with those different renovations, I mean, what budget range would your client like most be looking like for just maybe just like a simple renovation? Like, well, that's not really simple, but a
Yeah, I mean,
renovation like
like
that.
it depends on obviously like the size of the bathroom or the size of the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Kitchens can range from as cheap as 5 grand up to 15, depending on how big it is and what style cabinets they want and how
Yeah.
fancy they want to go.
Yeah.
Bathrooms can range from 4 grand all the way up to 12 grand.
Yeah.
So it just depends on the size of the home, the size of the space.
Mm-hmm.
And the finishes they want inside. It'll vary depending on what they want. Some people want a $300 vanity. Some people want a $800 vanity. So
That is definitely
so it
true.
definitely varies depending on personal taste.
For sure. For sure. And congratulations to all the sales that you've really been doing this year. I see that you work with a lot of new buyers, and I know some people think that might can be difficult, but it's always good to the first timers.
Yeah,
What
appreciate
are
that.
Yeah, of course, of course. How do you really manage to find these impressive closing deals with a lot of these first time home buyers since it's kind of gearing towards, this next generation really getting into the housing market?
Yeah, I had the last two couple of home buyers I had. One was new construction, which she just didn't want a headache and go into anything with nothing wrong. So
Yeah.
that was a pretty easy process. We got her 25,000 in closing help. So she literally got a refund check at closing, because they pretty much covered all the closing costs, and her deposit she got back. So
Nice.
that was nice. But the market is getting crazy now. I got a home buyer now who's been looking since like February, and he
Wow.
can't find anything because he wants closing help, and it's hard to get closing help when the market is hot. So it just
Yeah.
depends on how the market is going, and negotiations can depend on how long it's sitting on the market, and
Mm-hmm.
different factors, if it's if it's repairs needed inside. So um, every situation is kind of different.
Yeah, they definitely get that. Definitely, a lot of ones are very different.
Yeah.
You know, just kind of outside of realty, what are some of your passions? I know you mentioned your daughter, and you said that you like the gym, but what else?
So I'll golf now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
golf has been like my go-to now. Like when I get an hour or two free time, I'll go out and hit 9 holes or whatever, and or go to the range and swing a couple. But it's been real peaceful and it's real relaxing and
Mm-hmm.
it's challenging. Growing up, I never watched golf, so now it's kind of crazy that I'm almost addicted to it because you want to really get better at it, and you never know what kind of day you're gonna have when you go play. So it's nice.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And a lot of deals made out in the golf course, so definitely a skill to have for
I
sure.
haven't made one yet, but that's
It's
the
coming,
plan. For
right?
sure.
Okay, nice, nice, nice. Just kind of going through your story and just kind of, really seeing how much reality can really impact you. Is there any like books or maybe any video recommendations that you can really give out to the audience?
Yeah, so that's another thing that changed my whole view and value in real estate as well was I read The Secret. It's not a real estate book, but it's a book that'll really change your way of thinking and your way of valuing and appreciating everything around you and just the law of attraction, the universe. Like The Secret changed my whole aspect of like looking at things. So that's a highly recommended book that I would recommend as far as, if you're struggling with trying to find purpose. That book just gets you like you're not dwelling on like what's not going wrong. You're always knowing like something is gonna come out of this, so that's a good book. I would recommend that. Have you heard of it?
I've heard of the book. I have not read the book yet, but I have heard it.
And it's small. It's a
it's
small
just a small
book,
little
so
read.
It's literally like it's a real good one for sure. I got like 3 of them at home.
Okay.
So I would give it to like when people come like and somebody haven't read it, like I would literally give them one.
Okay.
It's a real good book.
It's a really good book. Okay, I might have to see that. I think I just was like, oh, it's just a small book. Like, I can read it any time,
It's crazy.
Okay, I'm definitely going to have to check that one out for sure.
Yeah.
Just going back to even this morning, what is something you do in your morning routine that sets you apart?
So it's funny. I moved out LA to pursue like sports management in like 2018, 19. And I really was focused on trying to wake up and beat the sun. Literally, I don't know why I was doing it, but I would wake up right before sunrise and like go running and try to just beat the sun up every day.
Yeah.
And I had no reason. It was just like doing it just to get, I don't know, I was just doing it. So now it's like I don't have a routine now because every morning is kind of different. If I have my daughter or if I'm doing a project or if I got a showing, if I'm dealing with a client with another renovation project. So every morning I'm just like, I kind of go with the flow and just prepare the night before. I don't really have like a routine now.
Okay. That is actually fair because, in real estate, you never know how the next day will
look. Really.
So let's dial back to the afternoon then. What do you do to just kind of prepare yourself for the next day coming?
I sit in bed and just go through all my texts and, just I'm on my phone and trying to figure out how can I structure driving all around the DMV, client projects and, picking my daughter up in the evening, trying to just make the GPS all make sense. So like I would try to structure each stop along the way and, if I got to make store runs, I'll try to just prep everything the night before in my notes and just try to make it work. But stuff always change, for sure.
No, it definitely does. But that preparation definitely takes some anxiety off of like, ooh, what's next? Okay, ooh, how's the traffic? How long is it going to take to get here? So,
yeah. And recently, like even Monday, this is the first week I have like 4 projects going at once.
Yeah.
So I kind of was overwhelmed trying to prep for it because it's never happened before.
Yeah.
So it's like now, like, how can I really manage getting to all these projects during the week? Like it's actually going smooth. It's working out.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. I just kind of thinking back to the home renovations because there's not a lot of realtors that also do home renovations. So to pique my curiosity, what is some of the best advice that you've received or even reached to just reach a difficult goal or even achieve overall success?
So the best advice I received, I would have to say never take anything personal. That's like a really strong one because I struggled with rejection and hearing constructive criticism and just not stuff going my way. And I always took stuff personal and, towards the person instead of just thinking like, what's the lesson? Like, now when I read The Secret, it's like, what is the universe trying to teach me? What is this?
Right.
What am I trying to learn out of this? So now it's more positive thinking instead of, dwelling on why me or why this happened.
Yeah, no, I definitely get that. Looking at the glass, half full and half empty as always positive reinforcement for your life. So
yeah.
I definitely get that for sure.
That was, man, I used to get so mad even like trying to be a sports manager, working with people. And I used to always see someone else doing something I know I can do. It's like, why does he get to do that? Like, why didn't you let me do that?
Exactly.
Instead of just like, he's doing it because obviously he's, they want him to do it.
Exactly.
Instead of just thinking like, why me? It's just focus on what's next. So
For sure, for sure. It's never like why me. It's that's not my purpose. That's not my passion. I'm going towards something else. So
yeah,
that definitely makes sense.
everything happened for a reason.
For sure, for sure. And honestly, even going back to your notes, I'm a very much of a notes person. So just looking, how many notes do you probably have in your phone?
Wow.
All right, that's something to think about, right?
Do it tell you the number?
It does tell you the number.
Hold on, let me.
I'm always curious to know because I'm a big notes person. So
I have 334 notes. Is that a lot?
It's nothing on me.
Wow. How many you have?
Like I have like well into 2,000.
What?
I'm a big notes person.
That's crazy.
Anything that comes to my mind, I probably won't forget. It's going right in the notes.
Wow. I got to scroll through to see what are those notes. Like, I don't even didn't know I had that many.
Yeah,
wow.
They have so many updates now, so definitely check that out.
Wow.
Well, lastly, with being such a diverse person in the realty space, what's the best part that you really enjoy and how does it really help your client?
Now I really enjoy the whole one-stop shop situation where I could go in a client's house and be a general contractor and walk out representing them as a realtor. I love that aspect of this whole real estate and the part that I'm building, the brand I'm building, because it really lets them know, like, instead of charging them what I would charge a normal client, $5,000 for a project, knowing that I'm going to also represent them as a realtor, I could shave off a couple grand because I know I'm going, obviously build another relationship with them in the realtor space. So it's kind of a win-win for both sides because not only are they getting expertise in what to renovate and what not to renovate, they know that, obviously what I'm bringing to the table is going to help you resell your home as well. So, and I also built a structure where I have a team in place on the realtor side where I can kind of just, deal with the renovation, general contracting stuff, and I have my team doing the realtor behind the scenes stuff. So it's pretty seamless.
Yeah, it seems like it. And, building a great team that's the work in its own. But once you kind of have the ball moving, everything goes smooth.
Because, I was always told what's 100% or nothing. So, I don't really care about the whole trying to do everything. The whole thing is making the experience seamless and having a team and structuring stuff to make it a good experience. So, that's my main thing now.
Yeah, that's the ultimate goal for sure. Well, I want to say thank you so much for taking the time out. I really appreciate you coming and making time for the show. I really appreciate that.
No problem. Yeah, we reach out. I know it took a while to make this happen, but I've been trying to figure it out. I'm not a good planner. Like, I'm literally like, even, the photographer, I hit him up like 2 days ago. I think 2 days ago, trying to set it up for today, which was crazy. Usually people set stuff up
well in advance,
a month or, well in advance. So I'm real like week by week. I got to get better at that.
I think it's just, just the reality, just being in the space. It's something, some pace you just kind of have to catch. Yeah. You know what I mean? But you're doing great. You're doing great.
I appreciate it.
No problem.
Thanks a lot.
And I hope everyone has a really great day. And remember, if you are looking for a reliable inspection service that is a one-stop shop, as he said himself, you can always visit ProTec-inspection.com. And my name is Ashley. Bye for now.